Alright, welcome to R5D4's Motivators YouTube channel. I'm R5D4, the droid that blew up just in time to let R2-D2 join the Skywalker clan on Tatooine. Today's topic is Galactic War. So Galactic War is a very hotly contested topic on the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes forums. And the reason it is so hotly contested is that many are upset that, they nerfed Galactic War originally back on June 15th. So they reduced the difficulty and they made it kind of a cake. I was able to walk through it with a team of Night Sisters. That's really saying a lot. You shouldn't be able to walk through Galactic War with a team of Night Sisters, so I understand in that sense why it was a little bit too easy. But what they did was they changed the difficulty without telling anyone. And this was after weeks of saying they were going to reduce the difficulty. So a lot of people were really happy with the nerf of Galactic War because they were able to get through it, manning for the first time. And as we know, we need the credits from Galactic War in order to beat the credit crunch, or at least have a shot at beating the credit crunch. So people are upset. There's good reason that they are upset, but Galactic War is still beatable. And what I want to do today is talk to you about it and give you some tips, tell you about the teams that you can use to beat it. And I'm also going to tell you how they get their teams that you're facing, those difficult mega squads on Node 6, Node 9, Node 11, Node 12 for some of you. And then I'm going to tell you why there are people that get the cake nodes on 11 and 12. And I can show you mine as I get those every day on 11 and 12. So there are a couple different strategies that you can use in Galactic War. One of those strategies is going to be to get those cake nodes. So I can show you how to do that. So let's get right into it. So how do they get the teams that you face? So you can see right here, this is the first team that I'm going to face today. It's a pretty easy team for my squad. Now, they get the teams based on your arena power. So what that means is whatever your arena team is, they have a power. So if you look at mine right here, it tells you at the top left that I am at an arena power of 40,937. Now if you look down at some of the others on my server here, you see NSC is at 41,000, Ronin Dex is at 38 and change, and Calibri's at 41.6. So I am at a pretty high power. Those other guys are too. A lot of people tend to be in the 31 to 36,000 arena power. And that is unfortunately the sweet spot for Galactic War pain. So what you want to do is either keep your arena squad kind of low, but then that gets difficult to really compete in the arena. So not a lot of people follow that strategy. Or you want to get your arena squad power as high as possible. So all the way up over 40,000. And what that's going to do is allow you to get those easy 11th and 12th nodes. So they base the teams you face based on your arena power, and they use a percentage calculation to do that. So in going through it, I have found that on Node 6, that's the first difficult team that you're going to face. That's going to generally be about 95% of your arena power. So it's going to be a tough team. It's going to be a meta team. Often you're going to face Obi-Wan Kenobi with Rey, Royal Guard, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Stormtrooper Han. Or you're going to face a Phasma-led team with Royal Guard, Rey, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Stormtrooper Han. Basically the same team, just a different leader. So that's going to be a very tough node. I often face an Anakin-led team there. Very, very difficult to get through. At node 9, you're going to face a team that's more or less 100% of your arena power. So that is going to be a significant challenge if you don't have a deep roster, because you're going to have used a lot of your team on the 6th node. They're going to have eaten up some protection maybe. You won't have gotten through it unscathed, so you're going to need to develop a roster or use one of the teams that I suggest today. At the 11th node is where things get really, really fun. That's when you're facing a team of a higher percentage than your arena power. So at node 11, you're going to face a team that's going to be 105%-ish of your arena power. So that's when you're going to start really facing those very, very difficult teams, and you're saying, I don't have tunes anywhere near this. How did I get this team? Well, it's because they're giving them to you at a higher percentage than your actual team. And the most difficult is node 12. That's where you're going to face a team that's around 115% of your arena team power, which is going to suck. Let's get real. That's going to be very hard for you to get through if you have not really developed that deep roster. If you're still using that same team, by that point, it's going to be beat down. And you're probably not going to get through it. And that's where I read about a lot of people who are really stuck because they're using up all their protection and a lot of their tunes even on the earlier nodes. And so by the time they get to that 12th node, which is the hardest one, their team is really, really, really beat down. So I totally understand why, this is a hard thing for a lot of people to do. The reason why people get an easy 12th node, let's talk about that real quick. If you have an arena team like mine at that 40,900 range, there aren't going to be any teams that are 115% of your arena power, because that would require the team to be 46,000 or something crazy like that, and that does not exist. So what happens is the algorithm goes crazy. Instead of finding a team of 100% or whatever, it finds a team that is just some no gear, nobody team. It just takes it. I guess it must go over 100%, and then it goes into the super easy part of the game and uses that percentage to add on to the 100%, and then it's taking some super easy squad. So I get that, and then I also even get that at node 11, because there's also no team at even 105% of my arena power, because you're talking about a team with 42.5. I've never seen a team that high in arena power. I don't think you can get that high. So that's not going to happen. Even 100% or a little over 100% is very tough. The last team I faced at node 9, that was a team of all tanks, literally 5 tanks. Obi-Wan lead with Stormtrooper Hand, Sun, Fok. I mean, how do you win with 5 tanks in the squad arena? I don't know. You're just going to use up the entire 5 minutes shooting weak shots. But anyway, that was the team I faced. It took me 15 minutes on auto just to beat it. So that's how they get the teams. So some say if you have a weak arena team, you get an easy Galactic War. Well, that's half true. But if you use that powerful squad, you're going to get tagged with the highest team you've ever used. So even if one day you went in there with a big squad just to clear it out in your arena and try to get up to number 1, and then you switch back to it right after, the highest squad you've ever used is what you are going to get tagged with for your Galactic War. So no point in trying to use an easy squad if you really have been using that higher power team at all. So let's talk about some tips now for Galactic War. Tip number 1, you can retreat from battles. A lot of people still don't know this, but retreat is an option. So if you go here and go into the battle, so I'm going to select this team real quick, just go right into the battle, and let's say I started playing, I hit Chewie or something, but he dodged or something like that, and I don't like it. I can go right up there to the little thing on the top left and hit retreat. It's going to ask me if I want to confirm that. I do. Get right out. I can start over. I can go back in. I can put in a different squad. Now, why is that useful? Well, that's tip number 2. Galactic War will give you the same RNG, that's the random number generator, if you retreat and go back in with the same squad. But if you just change out one tune, so Rey for Anakin, for example, and go back in, you're going to get a whole new RNG. So something totally different can happen. If you notice, on the last one I just played, Rey went first, hit Chewie, and it stunned Jawa with Daka's bonus attack. So if I go now and I go Anakin first, see there was no bonus attack there. So it's a totally different RNG and you can play the battle all over with a different tune. So just switching one of them out will give you a different RNG, and you can go ahead and try that battle again. Now, another tip is that your team is going to keep its turn meters for the next round. You probably noticed that if you played this. That's a huge advantage. Of course, so does the other team if you lose. So that's a huge disadvantage for running a suicide squad. I do not recommend running suicide squads just because of that turn meter thing. I mean, if you go in there with a suicide squad, the other team is going to probably beat you. I mean, you're going in with a suicide squad. The point is you're going to lose. That team is going to maintain their turn meter when you go in there with your better team. It could be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attacks before you even get one to go. I've done that before, and I've gone in with a great arena team only to find my high DPS tunes stunned and can't do anything. So I don't recommend that. You're better off retreating and using a slightly different squad or tweaking it just a little bit and seeing if you can get through the battle. However, you can manipulate that turn meter to your advantage if you have two different teams. So some people run an arena team, for example, on the first battle, beat it, and then on the second node go with their Galactic War or their B team that they use to try to get through as many nodes as possible. And that way they keep their turn meter from their arena team in case of a loss, or when it comes time to put that arena team in, they have a big turn meter advantage over the other squad because they are going to maintain that turn meter for the whole time through. So that's a big advantage. You should be running one team on node 1 and another team on node 2 if you don't have a great arena, Galactic War squad. So now that we've gone through all that, let's talk about strategy. So what really works well in Galactic War? Stuns work amazing, and revives work really well as well. So there's two different team compositions that have success in Galactic War. However, there are many, many ways to skin this cat. A lot of people have come up with some great ideas and great ways to do this, but I am going to show you one today, and I'm going to show you another one in another video. So today, we're going to talk about a team that Virus on my squad came up with. This is the team right here. It's Captain Phasma led with Qui-Gon Jinn, Royal Guard, Old Daka, and Rey. I run a variant of this team often through my Galactic War, and I actually have found use for Darth Maul. I throw him in there, and he is very good on this team after the second node once turn meter is going in his advantage, and he can go often and he gets kills and finishing blows. He actually is going pretty often, and he's great against the Jedis that I so often see in that 1 through 5 area of Galactic War. It seems like we get the same team over and over in the first 5 battles of Galactic War. So let's go ahead here and do this battle so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this is the first node, and what I'm going to do is show you how stuns can work amazing to your advantage in Galactic War. This team can get through all of my Galactic War, all the way through node 10 without dying. Pretty impressive considering I'm going to face 2 mega meta teams in my Galactic War. So let's start out here. We'll go Rey, and Sidious is kind of the fastest on this squad, so I want to take him out first if I can. Alright, there he goes. He's down. Now I'm going to go ahead and try to take out this pesky little Jedi, and we get a nice on that Harmonious Assault. We actually got a bonus attack. So we got Royal Guard and Daka to go. Both missed their stun, unfortunately, but Daka is up, so we will go ahead and use her to stun Jedi, and nice, we got a double stun out of her. She stunned Cad Bane there. So, as you can see, both of these guys are stunned. They can't move, and they can't dodge. Huge advantage in Galactic War to be doing this all the way through. you're going to be able to beat these guys down without taking almost any damage. Let's see if I can get through this round taking maybe 1 or 2 hits or less the entire turn. So now I'm going to go and use, now that Phasma is up, actually, I'm going to go ahead and do Advantage, because that's going to give her turn meter for everyone, and I'm going to get a guaranteed crit on everybody on the next one. So now I'll go Royal Guard over here. Looks like Jaw was about to go next, so I'm going to hit him. Got my stun and a bonus. That's the other team you want to reason why you want to use this team, is because you're going to get a lot of bonus attacks. It's going to take a lot less time to really get through it. I'm going to go ahead now and try Qui-Gon on Chewie and see if I can remove some turn meter. Doesn't look like I got any turn meter on that hit. Now I'll just try to kill this Jawa now that Rey's up. Anytime I see someone that I think she can take out, I'll try to do that. And yep, we got the Jawa down. So now I'll try to, Chewie's about to go, so I'm going to try to stun him. No luck. So he actually took a turn right there. Rather than taunting, which is his normal thing, he actually went. And you can see the damage that my Phasma took. It's negligible. If I can maintain that throughout the rest of this, I will get that back on the next jump. You do get a little bit of health and protection back between rounds. If it's just a tiny, tiny bit, I actually should get that back. So now I'm going to try to hit Cad Bane. He's got a lot of health. That worked out. Awesome. So now I'll go ahead and take Rey over here and kill him off. Great. Now I'm down to just Chewie and the Jedi Consular, who is just barely hanging on. So I'll try to kill him right now. And, oh, he got a dodge, so he's going to hang on. Alright, let's try to stun Chewie. See if that works. Of course, he doesn't want to get stunned. I'll try Daka and try to stun him. I don't get that stun, but the double stun did hit Jedi Consular, and did not get to take a turn, so that's good. And I will go with my Rey to Chewie, see if that, well, it didn't quite take him out, but now I think with my basic attack, I'm going to hit Chewie. Now, why did I use my basic there? I used my basic because I want to save his Harmonious Assault for the first round of the next battle. So I'm going to be able to go really quickly on the next battle with my Qui-Gon. I want that Harmonious Assault, so I really try to milk the tunes at the end with just basic attacks. So I'm going to use a basic here on Chewie, and then one more basic from Daka, and Jedi Consular is going to be down. So that was really easy. Of course, it was my first node, but the important thing is that you saw the stuns that I got out of those tunes, and those stuns are going to carry through all the way. So I highly recommend that team there of Phasma, Qui-Gon Jinn, Royal Guard, Old Daka, and Rey. And you can see on my Phasma that she actually got full protection back. So even that one little hit that she took from Chewie, she maintained and got it back. So now I'm going into the second battle with this full squad. So I have my arena team. I don't use them in Galactic War. I have other teams I could use to get through Galactic War, but this is my preferred team. So hopefully that's going to help you out with your Galactic War. I'm going to make another video with one more team that I think does a very good job in Galactic War. That's going to be some Ewoks. The other important thing about this team right here is it's not that hard to get. Royal Guard is kind of a pain to farm. He only has a couple nodes that you can get him at, but he's really worth that farm due to the stuns. Daka, she's available very easily. Rey is available. You can farm her and you can get her through through your guild shipments. Phasma's in Galactic War. Qui-Gon Jinn, he's over in the Cantina, as is Daka, so you can get these tunes very easily. Alright, thank you for watching, and tune back in soon for the next video on